Willie E, what's up, man?
Marshawn, my big little brother. What's going on, Cleveland? You guys have a reason to celebrate.
What's that reason?
Yeah, you won on Sunday.
Rachel not happy. Rachel is not happy. Rachel is like semi-happy we won. We won.
No, I'm happy.
13 ain't here no more, so she ain't happy.
Yeah, I'm happy. I was for a hot second, Willie, I'm not gonna lie. For a hot second, I was like, I hope we lose, because I was that mad. I was that mad. I was like, I don't mind if we lose. I hope Baker looks terrible. Let's go. Because y'all ride or die for my boy OBJ.
Well,
and we won.
I thought the team was always bigger than the player.
Not to me. OBJ was bigger than everything.
Well, he ain't there no more. So
no.
And then on top of that, he cleared waivers today. So he's officially a free agent.
And took less money. He took like $3 million less to get out of here. I don't know about y'all, but I suck it up.
Is he gonna make that back in commercials?
He don't really be doing no commercials though.
Not in Cleveland. Wait till you get to LA.
Or Vegas.
You're gonna see you see when we was at the game and all them progressive billboards down at the stadium, you seen Baker's face every 5 seconds. That's what Odell wants.
We'll see what happens. But I was thinking about that the other day about, all the endorsements. But, when he wears stuff, that's like an endorsement when he was wearing that watch and stuff like that, that Philip Matique watch, and people was getting mad. But I'm like, they're advertising to y'all. They advertising to a certain subset of people. So, brand recognition and engagement and management. So that,
we don't see that here. I mean, to be honest, I love Cleveland. I love my city. But you don't see that as far as like.
Wait. Cleveland is the city where we come from, so
the other day I went to the stage play of Set It Off, and this is totally random. But, they played some bones, so, we got hype in the stage play. But also, they pretty much was about to fight at the stage play where we went. And they literally stopped the show. And, like, the director came, like, the creator or whatever came on stage and was talking about, we going to finish the show. And y'all about to stop fighting, and telling the ushers. And, all these ushers are, like, retired old people. They ain't, big club bouncers and stuff like that to get these people, out of the the theater or whatever. It was just a mess, but they had played some bone like you did and got kind of hyped. So fellas, what's going on with y'all, man? Y'all ready to get into it?
Yes, man.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. So let's go ahead and start with the NFL. So some news that came out of the NFL, if I can go ahead and get my stuff together. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about on the show yesterday, but the Elias Sports Bureau, and we can hit this topic really quickly because there's some other NFL topics that we can do. Yesterday, the Browns became the first team to ever have passing, rushing, and defensive touchdown of 60 yards ever. Can y'all believe that for a sports stat?
No. That means that they doing something right.
Yeah, so they entered the record books with that stat. But that just goes to show, when Nick Chubb had that run, when Denzel Ward had that return, and when Donovan Peoples-Jones had that touchdown. That's what sealed the deal. So the Browns are the Cleveland record holders of 60 yards or more, 3 different ways.
The Super Bowl?
If we keep playing like that, that can be some of the contributing things. But I just thought it was a little sports fact that you guys would like to hear about.
I have a question.
Yes.
How much or how many times has people really kept paid attention to that? Because there's a reason why, and I'm not downplaying what they did. It was tremendous.
Our accomplishment and achievement, Willie. Thank you.
It is a tremendous accomplishment, but that's the reason why the Elias Sports Bureau is just that. They come up with stats that nobody else is ever thinking about.
Yeah, like that one, because I never knew. And they just kind of dropped it. I forgot where I got that information from. But I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. So they had some huge plays, and they actually went into the sports record books for that. So, congrats to the Cleveland Browns. One of the ways that was made possible on two of those was the run and the pass play. And Wyatt Teller today signed a 4-year extension, 4 years, I think $58 million. So he became the second highest paid guard in the National Football League. So the Browns are doing everything to shore up that offensive line. So Baker has protection that he needs, and hopefully be able to throw some more long 60-yard passes. So what do you guys think of that, about what they're trying to do with this offensive line?
Man, I think it was a good move to re-sign Wyatt Teller. I think Wyatt Teller is the anchor of our run game, especially knowing that a lot of our damage in the run game is done on the right side of the field. So, I think there was a few games last year that you could definitely tell. I know for sure it was the Colts game, and it was another game after the Colts where you could definitely tell. I think it was a Cowboys game, as a matter of fact, where you could tell his presence was missed as far as like how much, how big of an anchor he is as far as getting Chubb, Hunt, Dearness Johnson, anybody, runs on that side. But when I wasn't shocked that he got the
58.8 million. It's almost 59.
It's like 40 million guarantee. I wasn't shocked about it. It's like
26 million.
26 guaranteed?
Yeah,
How do you sign these type of contracts with like half guaranteed? Like, this stuff is a crime, man. these owners be getting away with murder, man. You sign a 56 million, but only half is guaranteed. That's crazy to me. Now these man, I'm just so upset about that right now. I thought he at least got over like 3/4 of a guarantee. Meanwhile, Goodell is taking home 100 million a year. That's different. I'm gonna get back, but the thing about it though, when him signing that contract, I did kind of figure, all right, who two things: who's gonna be the odd man out now that we got a guy who's getting paid, and you got two or three other linemen making 10, 12, 14 million dollars. So who's going to be the odd man out? And then is that going to impact either one of two people being signed, either Baker or Denzel Ward? So it's good that he got his money, but where's the other money that needs to be spread around to the other two guys that everybody seems like needs to be signed?
Willie?
Yeah, you got to take care of the big uglies up front. Yeah. You never heard that term before, Rachel?
Yeah, but it was just funny hearing it right now.
Yeah, you got to take care of those guys up front. And if he is the true anchor of the offensive line and the reason why the Browns run the majority of their run offense to that side of the field, yeah, of course. You got to take care of them. Now, is it going to affect Denzel Ward? Is it going to affect Baker Mayfield? I think it may have more of an effect on Ward than Baker because of the positions that they play. Denzel Ward is a safety, right? Or a corner, a DB, which means you can find those in the draft early, middle, and late. But quarterbacks, yeah, they're a little hard to come by. Ask Carolina, ask Miami. Okay, ask the Jets. Well, the Jets might have a controversy out there, but yeah, ask those teams, man, about what they would do if they were in that situation. But yeah, I think sure up the offensive line is definitely what is needed first.
Yeah, I think so too. But there's no guarantee on what they're gonna do with Baker. Is Baker that guy? And the jury is still out on that. So we don't know. Denzel Ward could be getting his money and Baker might not, because I don't think Baker is a $40 million a year quarterback. So, that's where we're at right now. And I don't know if this Browns regime think of him as one either. So, that'll be very telling when it comes to that time. But, Marshawn was right. That does free up some money for some other people.
I could tell you this, though. I bet you Kansas City Chiefs fans are thinking that Patrick Mahomes isn't worth that contract right now.
I know.
Well,
I was
we all do that. We all do that. I mean, $500 million, which I thought I still to this day feel like the $500 million was for optics. I don't think they intend on giving him we talking about the NFL, right? I don't think they intend on giving anybody $500 million. I think what was it, like 140 something guaranteed. So I
thought it was more than that.
No, it wasn't that. If you look at his contract, he only got like 148 million, something like
That's
that.
enough.
Shit, it is enough, but we talking 500 million. You think they? Let's be real.
I'll take the 148. Shoot, the guaranteed amount.
If there's anybody out there that will get it, it would be him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's gonna play like this forever. Do y'all?
Yeah, I hope he does.
I mean, yeah.
You said you hope he does.
Yeah.
Why, Willie?
I hate them. I hate them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he got 141 million guaranteed after 450.
Oh.
So.
Look, what, the 1/3 guaranteed?
And then after 2025, they could literally cut him and only would pay him 183 million and have no dead cap behind it.
That's not gonna happen.
Well, we know that. I don't think
I hope it does, but I hope it does.
Well, Derek Carr get cut before Patrick Mahomes.
No, not just because of that. Because I hate them.
Am I the only guy in like the world that don't hate no teams in my division? Like I actually love the competition. Like I was telling the guy today at work, he was like, "Man, I want Odell to go as far away from Cleveland as." I said, "I actually would love for him to go to Baltimore. I would love for it. Bring it on. Let's see if he was the problem or was we the problem. I would love that."
What was his reasonings for that?
Problem is
because he didn't have a reason. He just said his feelings would be hurt.
See, that's where we get in trouble. We get our emotions into it.
Yeah.
Well, what am I supposed to do? I'm a woman. I have estrogen.
Take your emotions out. If Odell goes to Baltimore Ravens, who cares? That's how it should be, right? Are you gonna go buy Odell jersey?
I don't buy nobody's jersey. I do have an Odell T-shirt. It was $3 at Walmart, so I copped it.
All right.
There you go.
$3. So I did get it. That's the only, like type of jersey type thing I have from anybody.
Did you like Joe Hayden?
No, I didn't think he was as good.
I really like Joe Hayden.
I didn't think he was as good as they thought.
I like Joe Hayden.
I feel like he played better for Pittsburgh, and he always got burnt or smoked here.
Nah, I think he played way better here. Way.
You think so?
Way better.
He was on terrible teams too.
At one point, Joe Hayden was looked at as top 5 lockdown corner.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
he was. He was
top 5 lockdown corner. He was balling here, So to see him go to Pittsburgh, it was a little weird at first, but after that, you kind of get over it.
I mean, it's hard because we always got beat, and our teams was terrible. So it's kind of almost hard to gauge, how good he was because we were getting our butts whooped. So the final score didn't show any impact that he had on the games. Like, I don't think Joe Thomas is a Hall of Famer because I'm like, we got a shirt that got 30 names on it of quarterbacks, and you're supposed to protect the left side.
You want to know why Joe Thomas is a Hall of Famer?
Because he played like 10,000 snaps straight.
Right out my mouth. He's going to be in the Ring of Honor. He represents Cleveland Browns well, and he got like 10,000 and some odd snaps. He's a Hall of Famer.
Now that is impressive. The snaps, never missing the snap. So the one snap you missed, you like, I ain't coming back.
Even though he won the winner, technically. I guess. I mean,
no, he had one winning season, and that was his first year, the 2007 season when we went 10-6 and missed the playoffs. Yeah. So he was like, "This is great! I can't wait. Here's some more." And then after that, it was all downhill from there.
Who was the quarterback that year?
Derek Anderson.
Oh yeah,
it went from Derek Anderson to Brady Quinn. I believe.
Brady Quinn.
Yeah, he was terrible.
Cool, smooth.
He looked better than he played.
Well, he's now a renowned analyst, I think, for Fox.
Yeah, I know. Brady Quinn, fine though, but yeah, he looked better than he actually played.
This is not the dating game.
I know. because he got a wife and all that other stuff. I can admire, Brady Quinn looking, being a nice looking guy, being a handsome guy, like he was much better suited for TV than he ever was playing the quarterback in the NFL. But I knew he was gonna suck anyway, especially when Ohio State beat them in the Fiesta Bowl like that.
Brady.
Usually you can get a pretty good gauge, of quarterbacks and stuff like that. When I saw how bad Ohio State beat Sam Darnold, I knew he wasn't going to be nothing in the league. And what do you have here?
I don't know how you can use that as a judge because Ohio State's defensive players, particularly in the secondary, they ain't been doing nothing in the NFL either.
Well, we talking about at the time Sam Bradford was playing at that time. Now I know, things are, right now they're looking a little shaky, but it's the Ohio State University. They will rebound, they will be okay, and the Silver Bullets defense will be back in effect.
Damon Arnett.
I realized that we had an issue, against, Oregon. It happens every once in a while. These things happen.
Against Nebraska.
Okay, but we still won. So it don't matter. Sometimes you get big, ugly wins, right? Big uglies up front. Sometimes you get big, ugly wins. But as long as you get the win, that's the most important thing. And Ohio State is getting these wins. It's not pretty at all. They not blowouts, but they getting the wins like they need to propel them to the college football season, college football playoff, which is something that we actually talk about. We got that on slate a little bit today because of Michigan State taking a tumble down, so they should be falling after losing this past weekend. So So how about that game last night? Did y'all watch that Monday Night Football game and see the Bears get cheated and Justin Fields get cheated?
Cheated? I don't know if they got cheated.
That taunting call.
I mean, he was looking at the sideline.
You can look at the sidelines. You can look at the whole arena. Everywhere. You sit in an open facility.
They wanted to be more like college. Get up, the play is over, go back to the huddle, do whatever you gotta do, move on to the next play. You
should be allowed to look at the sideline.
No, he had to have said something. He had to have.
They said he didn't say nothing.
That's what they say.
And the official hip checked him. Did you see that?
Did
you see the hip check?
So what the official gonna do? He gonna call a flag on himself?
He should.
He should be fined or some games taken away. You can't be doing that, man. That's Bush League. Why are you doing that to a player?
Because they can get away with it.
Oh my gosh. Rachel, you got your feelings on your sleeve today.
What are you talking about?
Isn't it time for a break?
No, we got a 3-minute PSA today, so we only taking one break. No, we ain't going to break. We in here. Win this bad boy. Let's go. Let's go. The referee should not be given grace for what he did.
So without that, do you still think Chicago had a chance?
Yeah, I think they had a chance. What happened was they should have known, but Matt Nagy isn't the best coach. He should have known not to give Ben Roethlisberger 2 minutes on the clock. What happened was they gave him too much time. That's what happened.
Bad. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Matt Nagy should know
another
better.
chance. They had a 65-yarder.
They couldn't.
God just had a noodle leg.
They have.
Dude, 65-yarder, seriously?
Hey, I know a few people
Just
that can make
Tuck.
it. Tuck can make it. Slot can make it.
A few.
McLaughlin to make it.
Yeah.
I even. Hey, what's the Raiders kicker name? He
Daniel Carlson.
Daniel Carlson. He might make it. It's indoors. I ain't gonna say he gonna make it. It's a few.
That
few guys I feel like will make it.
That dude missed a 25-yarder against the Giants.
I was in New York, man. That don't count. It's windy up there. That don't count.
Yeah. So, do y'all think that the Pittsburgh Steelers are for real? Because now they're sitting in the second place in the division. They're at what, 5-3?
What did I tell y'all beginning of the season? I said
I don't remember.
I'm not worried about Baltimore. I'm more so worried about Pittsburgh.
You did say that.
I did say that.
It was like it was 2 weeks ago. It wasn't like in the beginning of the season.
Hey,
because I'm like, I don't remember it. I'm like, I don't remember that at all.
That felt like the beginning of the season.
But why you say that?
Because Pittsburgh can, out of a 17-game series, they can get 9 wins through their defense.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you just asking Big Ben to win 5 out of another. Well, not 5. You just get them 2, 3 more wins with your arm. I mean, they 5-3 right now. They got the Lions on Sunday. I hate to play the schedule game. That's a dub. Then you got the Chargers. That can go either way. I'm not gonna predict that one. You got the Bengals. I feel like the Bengals was already a little overhyped. Defense is trash. Steelers gonna win that one. Ravens, never know. Vikings, that's a dub. They can at least out of the next 2, 4, 6, out of the next 9, they can win at least 6 out of the next 9.
When do they play y'all again?
January 3rd.
Monday Night Football, baby.
Last game of the year.
Monday Night Football.
That's gonna knock somebody out of the playoffs.
Yeah. Unless the Browns can get some wins. But yeah, everything might be on the line that weekend. But you could have 3 teams from the AFC North make the playoffs. They did last year.
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it will.
That's not gonna happen.
You need some people to free fall in the AFC though. Everybody right now is 5 and something.
That's my point, because all things being equal, all right, and even a little bit unequal, it's going to come down to tiebreakers, man, within the division. And then you got teams like the Patriots that are sitting at 5-4. You have teams like the Raiders that's sitting at 5-3 that's already beat Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Hello.
How many spots is it?
I heard
6 spots. 6 or 7 spots, right?
I'm thinking.
How many spots is it really? 7 spots. All right, let's do math made easy. Texas 1, they out here. They making it. Jaguars, they 2-6. They out of here. They not making it. Colts 4-5. I still feel like they got a chance. Titans 7-2. They the big dogs. They got a chance. So that's 2 teams so far. That's 2 out of 7 spots. We're gonna skip the AFC North for right now. We're gonna go to the AFC East. Jets and Dolphins, they 2-6, 2-7. They're not making it. Patriots and Bills, that's 4 spots. That's 4 spots. I don't think the
Patriots gonna make it.
That's 4 spots. Patriots could beat us this weekend. You never know. That's 4 spots. Think so. We're gonna go to the AFC West. Chargers, Raiders, they all within the game. Broncos is not making it. I don't think the Broncos is making it. Now it's a tough decision. I love you, Willie. I don't think the Raiders is making it. The team is falling apart right now. You got too many guys being released. Too much is going on. Too many distractions. I don't think they're going to come over. So I think the Chiefs and the Raiders will come. That's 6 spots. That's 6 teams right there that I feel like can make it. And then you get to the Ravens, Steelers, Browns, and Bengals. So that's 10 teams. So I feel like in that case, either 1 or 2 things are going to happen. The Chargers won't make it, and 3 teams out of the AFC North will make it, or the Chargers will make it, and 2 teams out of the AFC North will make it. It's the only scenario I see. I see the Patriots making it. The Patriots is starting to put stuff together. And they out for blood.
Okay, so the Patriots have the AFC North. So that means they got to play the Steelers, the Browns, the Bengals, and the Ravens, right?
And
they also have
no Steelers.
Okay,
they don't get to play the Steelers this year?
No.
Okay, so they got 2 out of the AFC North. But who do they have in the NFC? They have the NFC.
They got the Browns. It's the NFC. They got the Falcons, and they just got the Falcons left. They only got 1 NFC team left. That's the Falcons.
Yeah,
they got the. I'm gonna break down their schedule. I gotta put that right here. Remaining schedule for the Patriots. Browns. That could go either way.
Win.
Falcons.
For the Browns.
Patriots, Falcons. They're gonna beat the Falcons. You got the Titans. You got the Bills, Colts, Bills, Jaguars, Dolphins.
Whose schedule is this? Patriots.
Goodness gracious. That sounds hard. Titans, Bills, Colts, Bills. Goodness gracious. That's a hard stretch. That's a hard 4-game stretch right there.
So they ain't making the playoffs.
Yeah, they can. They only got 4 losses right now. If they get 2 out of that, they can go 10-7.
Man,
2 out of those 4 and beat the Browns.
I ain't even going to try to predict what's happening, because when I saw Jacksonville beat Buffalo, I just threw my hands in the air.
Yeah.
Straight up. And then Atlanta goes to New Orleans and beat the Saints.
I told you this last week though, Willie. On Shake Back Sports Group. What did I say? I said, who you going with? Trevor Siemian or Matt Ryan? That's all it really was down to. It didn't matter who the defense. The Saints could have had the number one defense in the league, but at the end of the day, the defense can only carry him so much. So at the end of the day, I felt like it had to come down to either Trevor Siemian or Matt Ryan. Had to.
Yeah, the AFC is just straight jumbled right now.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be a bloodbath in the AFC West. The Raiders and the Chiefs play on Sunday night. And it's gonna be a bloodbath in the AFC North as usual. That's always a bloodbath. And now with all four teams being relative, it's gonna be a for sure bloodbath in ice water. Rachel,
you got a point there.
What you doing?
I'm looking at what we're moving to next. So while we talking about the Raiders, what's up with Damon Arnett, man? What's going on with that situation?
That's y'all boy. That's y'all boy.
State, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
yeah, he did.
She said he ain't going to.
Oh, now you don't want to.
I was freestyle. Now she don't want to claim him. What?
Yeah, now she don't want to claim him. Ain't that nothing?
No,
did y'all see, he looked different. He looked different.
Did y'all see the video? Did y'all see the video?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Hey, I was gonna post it the other day on Sunday, but it was just too grotesque to post it. He's crazy. But I had already. I used to always hear, through reporters, through radios and stuff about how Damon Arnett had an anger problem, about how he played angry. You seen it on the field. He would be he was with who did Colin Cowherd call? He called Baker and Odell hot. He called him hot as far as hot headed.
Mm-hmm.
You seen it. Like when it was him and that year that they had like the best defense, him, Okuda, Chase Young, all of those guys, when they lost to Clemson, we all think to this day that they got robbed. Nah, he was on that team. He was a lockdown defender, but he was always playing with one hand. Like this dude breaks his hand more than the average person. Like am I like what's the word I'm looking for?
Biased?
No. Am I surprised about Damon Arnett? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Does he get picked up by another team?
Yeah, he does. Because at the end of the day, he did nothing. He
what?
Yes, this is why he gets picked up. This is why. Because he sent the guy a personal message. This is nothing that he threatened. Like the guy showed like was trying to make money off of it. If you want to be honest, like he put his personal message out there. Like that was a personal message between Damon Arnett and that guy, and the guy knew he was an NFL player. He put it out there. Was Arnett wrong? Absolutely. You threaten the guy, you an NFL player. Why you got those many guns anyway? Like that dude has some good. I was surprised to see what he had. Like, golly. But I think the Raiders had no choice. You already got a big deal with a car accident with Ruggs III, and then you got another incident with a car accident. It's like, you gotta get some of this heat off you. But I do think he'll get picked. Will he get picked up this year? Probably not. But I think he'll be back in the NFL next year for sure.
Willie?
Well, he can't play. He can't cover with a blanket. He can't play man. He can't play zone.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he can play the fiddle, banjo, drums, horn,
dueling banjos.
Yeah, all that.
Deliverance. From Deliverance. Y'all seen Deliverance, haven't y'all?
Many years ago.
Dueling banjos. Well, let's hope he get the help he need if it's a mental health thing, and maybe
he looked high when he was talking too.
Yeah, he
I wouldn't be surprised.
I hate saying he looked crazy or whatever, but I don't know if he looked, if he was in his right frame of mind at the time that he did the video. I don't know about that, but we can take a break now, Willie. It's break time.
We got a couple of social media comments. Can we read those when we come back?
Or you want to? Yeah, let's read them. We'll read them when we come back. Can you hold on to them?
Yes.
All right, thank you. We'll be right back. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. Yeah, I just saw like a still from the video.
Mhm.
I said I just saw a still from the video,
Mhm.
and he looked crazy as fuck.
Yeah, we got them choppers, baby. Bro, why do you have those guns?
What's a chopper?
I don't know. That's what he said. He
Helicopter?
I'm like, bro, you live in Vegas and you're an NFL.
It's sad. Like,
Help me understand why do you
and you probably live in an area in which you won't be robbed.
need. He's like, yeah, man. And if you pull up, we got them goons too. Like, he said that. That's when I knew, like, bro, your mind is right. But this speaks volume about, you know, how much Urban really cared. I mean, can I say that he didn't care? No, but he shows.
I doubt he did.
It shows that, man, they have a lot of saints on that team.
It was about winning.
Mhm.
Yeah, by any means necessary. All right, we come back to fence and we can move to some basketball.
Yeah, we do Cavs a little bit. Cavs, Colin injury. And then we can finish out with
You will
like,
also hear from the Cleveland
We can-
Foundation
no,
Vice President of
comments,
Programming, Dale Anglin,
Cavs.
Foundation CEO and
They
President
need to
Tim
release the
Trammell,
Western
Sisters of Charity,
Colin
licensed
Cavs,
social
and then
worker
we just close
Rashawn
out college
Bunsen,
basketball
doctors
since it's
from Metro Health
open
Hospital,
tonight.
Senior
How
Vice
much you want to talk
President
about
and
it?
Chief Equity
Man,
Officer
I
Dr.
got
Ellen
enough
Neville,
information on
former
Cleveland State
medical
stuff
staff
to where I can
president
stretch out.
Dr. Sherry
Like how
Cleveland
many
State,
minutes?
Ohio
Medical
State.
Director of Inclusion, Diversity,
We do
and
like
Equity,
last
Dr. Charles Modlin,
10,
James
15.
Funeral Home CEO,
So we got to stretch
President
out
Kay Evans
Cavs,
Lee,
Milwaukee. Well, that's just a quick hitter.
Mhm.
Golden State,
We can stretch that out.
Ben
for 15.
Simmons.
We can stretch that out for 15 minutes. And then go to college for 15 minutes. And then we're done.
All right. All right.
Learn about testing and vaccination.
Oh, what's the score?
I need to find. I'm about to ask my homeboy if he can find a graphic person. So we could post like predictions and stuff on like Instagram and stuff like that.
Featuring Leandria Johnson, Saturday, November 27th at 5
So we can post what?
Predictions and stuff online to keep track of it. I've been seeing a lot. I've been seeing this way that you can do graphics
This
and stuff.
event is
Like
brought
you
to
put
you
a
by
head,
COVID long-haul survivors and
a headshot in the picture, and then like
95.9 FM,
Browns
Voices
36
United,
by Zay
but
Block.
Hudson-Bell
Or like
community radio station.
we don't have to do it on air. We like have our own pick.
No more than
You know,
48 beforehand.
for each game. Jacksonville, you pick Jacksonville. I pick this. Willie pick this.
Welcome back to her
I'll
Huddle
explain it to you.
with Rachel Hill, the first lady of sports.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU and 95.9 FM. Make sure you give us a call to join the conversation. If you want to, you can call us at 216-271-0959. You can watch us in StreamYard app on Facebook. You go to Rachel L. Hill or All Sports All Plays Network. You can also listen to us online at WOVU.org. And make sure you download that WOVU app so you can take us with us. Take us with you on the go. Willie, you said we have some comments in StreamYard.
Yes, Cool Kev 75. Cool Kev 75.
Oh
Cool
God.
Kev 75. Cool.
What Cool Kev saying?
Arnett can hit on the field, but he doing damage off the field. Arnett
Yeah.
going to the Texans. Arnett wants to
I wouldn't
be
be surprised.
Arnett wants to be Freddie Gibbs. I don't know who that is.
The
Can't
rapper.
hit on the field, but he doing damage off the field. That's all of Cool Kev 75. Cool Kev.
All right. Well, obviously, he wasn't, thinking correctly when he chose to do that video, and that resulted in his release. What's up with your organization, Willie, having sometimes people with bad character on, but, all of a sudden these situations are popping up, not like they could be spotted, or people thought that they would actually happen. It's kind of instantaneous things. But what does that say about John Gruden?
So out of touch. So out of touch. He, you know what? I saw a post on Twitter and it had 2020 draft picks. Henry Ruggs III, Damon Arnett, Tanner Muse, Edwards, and a couple other people. And out of like the 7 draft choices that we had, there's only one left on the team. Deplorable. Arnett is worse than Jamarcus Russell in terms of picks.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
Cool.
I don't know about that. No one. Listen, I guarantee my man. Listen. Now I gotta bring some of that Ohio State out. Damon Arnett studies. I think if the defensive coordinator gave Arnett a playbook, he gonna go home and look at it. I don't think Damon Arnett was on that lane and nothing like that. He was just a little aggressive in the mind. That's what I'll say.
But to say that Arnett is worse than Jamarcus Russell, I mean, number one, Jamarcus Russell was the number 1 overall pick.
Right.
And then number 2, he was a quarterback. So it took the Raiders, man, until what? Rich Gannon to finally get it right. And that was like 4 or 5 years later. Cool Kev 75. I was singing your praises a minute ago, but after that comment, I'm gonna have to throw you in the tape deck and record over you.
All right. So Russell Wilson has been cleared to play. Is this one of the fastest returns from a surgery y'all ever seen in y'all lives?
Oh, absolutely.
And they said it was like a major surgery too.
Well, I mean, their whole team
2 and 4, 2 and 5. What are they? 2 and 4, 2 and 5?
No, I don't think they're 2 and 5.
They in last place with the 49ers. They just lost to I think they had a bye week this past week, but it don't matter.
3 and 5.
3
and 5.
3 and 5. It ain't gonna matter. They're not gonna make the playoffs, and this is his last season in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Where he going next?
Cleveland.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm telling you, hey, Russ, if I could be your advocate for Cleveland right now, look, we got corned beef sandwiches. It snows. You from Richmond, Virginia, so it snows in Richmond, Virginia.
Nobody will bother Sierra except for me.
Listen, y'all live in Westlake. Y'all live in either Westlake, Strongsville, somewhere out west where can't nobody get to y'all. Y'all gonna live mighty nice, and nobody gonna mess with Sierra. Come to Cleveland, man. Come to Cleveland. Listen, I even talked to Baker, see if it'll be an easy transition. You can have his house. Come holler at us. Come holler at us, man.
Won't you just let them come stay with you?
I mean, they can, by that time I might be living downtown. I mean, if Russ can handle all the downtown craziness, I mean, hey, they come stay with me. I'm all for it.
Yeah, they need suburban living. They have children and stuff. So they have 3 kiddos. So congrats to Russell Wilson for coming back to play. So looking forward to seeing him play on Sunday. And OBJ cleared waivers. So far, no team just yet. So we are on OBJ watch to see where he ends up next. So super excited for him as he embarks into the next chapter of his life. So I'm really happy for him.
I got a source that's close to him. I'm gonna try to get something out of him. Seriously, I do.
Okay, good. We'll be waiting with bated breath.
Yes,
I know I will be. So NBA. So Cleveland Cavaliers information. No timetable yet set out for Colin. The Cavs are off tonight. One of the things that was being talked about was 8 weeks to 6 months. So we're going to hope that it's just an 8-week injury, is not requiring surgery or anything like that. And he is going to be able to come back to the Cleveland Cavaliers this season, because 6 months is done season. So, but hopefully he can come back. Hopefully this is just a 8-week injury. And it's just very sad because Cleveland Cavaliers are playing a very great ball right now. And, they look like they could have been in position for one of the could have been, I know it's very early in the season, but the way they were playing, if they could have continued the way they were playing, they looked like they could possibly have been contending for one of the lower playoff seeds. But, time will tell, because Ricky Rubio had 37 points in the game the other night without Colin. Can we depend on Ricky Rubio to deliver for us without Colin Sexton? Can we believe him? That was 37 points, was a career high. But can we count on Ricky Rubio to replace the production of Colin Sexton?
No. I think you are going to be looking at other people like the Isaac Okoro.
Yeah, who comes back tomorrow, I believe.
The Lauri Markkinens, Kevin Loves, Darius Garland. I don't think anybody could, do what Colin does as far as the scoring standpoint, because Colin is pretty much like one of the most consistent scorers, one of the most dynamic scorers. So you're missing something with it. But I mean, at the end of the day, you got other guys that have this capability. Like Darius is a good 3-point shooter. Okoro can draw the lane. You got Allen. You got Evan Mobley. Markin is a good 3-point shooter. K Love's a good 3-point shooter. But you need those guys back on the court, and stand on the court so that, where you're able to get those. Because Colin's leading the team, I want to say he's averaging somewhere around 16, 17 points a game. So you're going to need those guys to figure out where you're going to get those 16 points a game, whether it's Dylan Willer might come off. Thank God Chetty is starting to play more consistently this year. So if you get a couple points from a couple extra points from guys, I think they'll be all right. Will they still be the 6th place team? No, I think I still give them a few more weeks, and then the honeymoon will be over, and then they'll eventually find their realistic place within the NBA.
I'm sad. I'm not looking forward for that place where we might think that they rightfully should be. Yeah, but I mean, I was getting excited. I was really getting excited.
It all has to do with how loaded the East is. If the East wasn't so loaded, who knows? The Cavs could easily be a fringe playoff team, 8 seed, 9 seed playing. But because it's so loaded, because you got, anywhere between 8 to 9 solid teams, and the Cavs and Charlotte and all of those guys fall in after. You just got to get some better players. You got to get better. That's the only thing about it. Get better players, get some of these bad contracts off the roster that's still on here, and they're not too far. I can't slander them like I was a few months ago. They've actually put in the effort and looking a lot better than what I've expected. So they're a few pieces away.
Willie,
it's very unfortunate timing, man, for him, because weren't they in the process of giving him an extension?
No, the two sides could not agree on the extension amount.
Okay, so then what? It was going to be a potential trade, because he walks, or his rookie contract is up when? After is it this year?
Yeah, I think he becomes a restricted free agent.
So basically, anybody can sign him to an offer sheet, and the Cavs have to match it.
Mm-hmm.
Do we really think that they're going to match it if they weren't able to agree on an extension?
No.
If it's a lower price, though, than what they was looking for, yeah.
Well, I say that it's going to hurt the Cavs unless they make a move at the deadline. And who are they going to give up to get somebody that's going to, in essence, replace him?
Nobody. You're going to have to give up a draft pick in that sense.
And they can't afford to do that.
Well, they can afford to. At the end of the day, at some point, you got to stop going into the lottery expecting to build your team through that. At some point, look at the Phoenix Suns. They just picked up Jalen Smith from Maryland, and 2 years later, they're already getting rid of him because he don't fit with it. They drafted him last year. And next year, after this season, he's no longer going to be with the team. So, you never know what you're going to hit on with lottery picks. I'd rather go out and get a for sure veteran, trade in some of them picks for a for sure veteran and know what I'm getting versus trying to take a chance on a young guy who may work, may not work.
All right. Milwaukee visits the White House, which is tradition that's being picked up again after 5 years. So that was the last time that the White House had been visited by any teams. That was stopped, I think, when Golden State was uninvited by the former president, number 45. So Milwaukee has done that, and that was the first time in 5 years. So they are back on that tradition. Golden State Warriors are 9-1. Steph Curry dropped 50 last night. I think you guys have heard me say, I don't know if you remember this, but I said I don't, think about the Lakers meeting up with possibly the Nets. I feel that Golden State will be formidable once Klay Thompson comes back. Do y'all remember me saying that?
Yes.
So what
do.
y'all think? What y'all think? Y'all think that Golden State is gonna be that team?
Right
Because
now,
Klay ain't even back yet.
I'm gonna be honest, man. So I never really watch First Take all like that no more because I don't have direction. But I did watch it today. Shout out JJ Redick. JJ Redick was on there. He said this one thing, and I agree with JJ because Stephen A was on there. Oh man, the Warriors are gonna be just the greatest team. They're gonna dethrone everybody. JJ said, man, Klay Thompson ain't played basketball in 2 years. I mean, and his specialty, Klay Thompson, let's be honest, he's one of the best 3-and-D players. Like, that's his specialty. If anybody asks me, could Klay Thompson do anything else, I'd be surprised if he doesn't. But, I mean, we know he can shoot. I mean, probably in my era, I consider Kevin Durant the best shooter, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson the third best shooter. We can argue that on another day.
What?
We can argue that on another day.
You really nodding his head.
I think Kevin Durant is the best overall shooter. Steph Curry's the best three-point shooter. But when it comes to getting your shot anywhere on the floor, I'm going with Kevin Durant. Again, we can argue that another day. I'm willing to argue that another day, but that ain't what we're here for. You got Klay Thompson. You got Klay Thompson who haven't played in 2 years, and then you got my guy. You got the guy that they drafted last year who haven't played. He only played like 40 games. So how can he just come in and be a huge impact? I think the Warriors are going to be good, but I still don't think that they're going to be better than out of the West. I don't think they'll be better than Denver. I think if Portland makes a move, I still think Portland's pretty good. I don't think they'll be better. I think Portland's not better than Golden State, but I never count on Dame Lillard. And I don't think
shaking his head this time.
And I don't think, honestly, depends on how healthy they get. I don't think they're better than a healthy Clippers squad. Lakers, you never know, man. The Lakers is so up and down this year, man. You never know what you're gonna get out this squad. So I need to wait till about January 25th before I can comment on the Lakers right now.
All right. And lastly, Ben Simmons, before we get to college basketball, we're going to talk a little local college basketball. Ben Simmons meets with the 76ers backed Docs. So could we look at Ben Simmons coming back to this team since he has taken a critical step in possibly doing something that, the 76er wants him to do? Could we look at, possibly a kiss and make up?
Let me have this one, please.
I got you. Hey, go ahead.
Let me dig into Ben.
Blow the whistle. Here you go.
Ben Simmons saying or meeting with the doctor is only because he's not trying to kiss and make up with them. He wants to kiss and make up with his bank account. He like 600 stacks short of what he normally would be at this time of the year. So they've already come out and said that they're going to keep finding him game checks. And how much does he make per game? Yeah, I think it's a little bit more than
like 300,000.
Yeah, it's more than $25 an hour. Like old boy on Meet the Browns was like, yo, I don't want to go to here's your little 25. So it is a money grab, and the Sixers are more at fault for this than Ben Simmons is, because they are the organization. They have the brain trust with Daryl Morey and what's the other cat's name from Duke? Elliot Brand or what's his name? Elton Brand. What I say? Elton Brand. And they have allowed this to go on as long as it has. Ben Simmons don't give a 1, 2, 3 hoot about Philadelphia, the 76ers, or the state of Pennsylvania, for that matter. He want his money. He want his money back. So, yeah. A little light in the pocket, homie.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens if he continues, if he goes after his bag. Because after a while, you're only going to be able to hold out so long. And I'm saying the same about Kyrie. You know, I know Kyrie got a lot of money, but, you know, when you send him there missing out on $18 million a year, yeah, I don't know how long he wants to continue to do that for.
But
so,
he would be the one to do it, though. Y'all know that up there in Cleveland.
He honorary.
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't hate Kyrie. I'm so happy he made that shot for us. I really don't hate him. You know, we hate the way he left and that he left, but I don't hate him as a person. But
I know a lot of people that do. One of my homeboys, he still to this day don't like Kyrie.
But we wouldn't have the title without him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm very grateful to him, honestly. You know, it's unfortunate that things couldn't be worked out. You know, kind of parallels Odell. Things couldn't be worked out for him to stay here. But,
so did that shot come before or after the chase down?
After.
I can't remember.
Yeah, after the chase down.
It was after the chase down. Okay.
Yeah, because remember, nobody was really scoring any points, and he hit that 3, and that's what, you know, put us above. And
what about Kevin Love's defense?
That's
at the end?
Who?
Kevin Love dancing.
Whose defense?
Kevin Love and Steph Curry.
He was here? Never heard of him. Never heard of him. Oh my goodness. I didn't even know he was on this team.
Yeah. All right. So finishing up, we got a few minutes left. One of the things is we're talking some local basketball, Willie, and team here, Cleveland State, actually made the field of 64 last night. They opened up a basketball tonight against Brigham Young. So supposedly this has Cleveland State has one of the toughest schedules in the country. I'm looking through it and I'm not really seeing it, but they play Duke. So Mike Krzyzewski's, yeah, I never heard anybody call it before. That's funny. Mike Krzyzewski's farewell tour. I know that they have they play Kent State, they play IUPUI, so Indiana University,
Indiana University, Purdue, Indiana.
That's dumb. I don't know why they would name a school that. I don't like that. So that's a stretch right there. But last year they won the Horizon League, and you know when you win that conference, you get an automatic bid. Unfortunately, they come up against the Houston Cougars, who they were not able to slay. But Cleveland State, they are returning the majority of their starters for last year. They are picked again to win the Horizon. So their starters are Craig Budion, Trey Gamillion, D. Moy Hodge, Torrey Patton, and Deontay Johnson. So those guys are expected to come back. And Dennis Gates, who had a wonderful first year for a head coach, is looking for his sophomore season. Yeah. So, Marshawn, what are some of your thoughts about Cleveland State tonight?
To be honest, I want to see where they go. You know, I like you say, you named a lot of guys that, you know, I like on their team. First of all, I like how Dennis Gates brought that Leonard Hamilton. You know, he was under Leonard Hamilton at FSU for some time.
Okay.
And he brought that Leonard Hamilton kind of coaching style, kind of a fatherly love to Cleveland State. You know, I mean, he mentioned they got Torrey Patton. Torrey Patton's probably the best player on the team. He's the only guy that made the Horizon first team last year. But then you got two guys who feel like is the glue guys of the team. That's Trey Gamillion and Deontay Johnson. They both made all defense. So I'm looking for those three guys to kind of, you know, be the main arcs of the team this year, as well as DeMoy Johnson. You know, he was the second scorer on the team, kind of inconsistent, but I feel like, you know, these four guys should be like the leaders in charge of taking this team back to where it should be. I think they got a few teams that are a little bit better than them this year. I think Cleveland State's probably a tier 2 team. I think Wright State's better than them. University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee is better than them. They got a 5-star kid that went to play with his father, you know, that went to Milwaukee. That's like top 4 in NBA prospect. So Cleveland State got their hands worked. They got their hands worked out for them. And then you got Detroit Mercy. They got a guy on there who's probably going to break the Horizon scoring record this year. So we're gonna see. Dennis Gates got his hands cut out. I'm definitely gonna be down at the Wellstein Center a lot this year. I mean, they're playing my guy Juan Dixon on the 22nd in Coppin State. So looking forward to the season. I think I'll tell you this though. This is my hot take on this Tuesday before we move on. I don't think that they're gonna get blown out by Duke. I think it's gonna be a close game because I don't think Duke is that good this year. I think they're kind of on that downfall. You know, this honeymoon that they're on because it's Coach K's last year. But I honestly don't think that they're gonna be as nearly as good as people expect them to be.
Have y'all ever wondered, though, and this is a serious question, how Coach K is like 75 and doesn't have a lick of gray hair?
No.
Beijing.
Never wondered about that. It's called Just for Men.
Beijing.
I'm like, man, he's like a vampire. How does he not have one gray hair? And the dude is like 75 years old.
It's called Just for Men.
What's Beijing mean, Marshawn?
It's hair dye.
Oh, okay. That's what people call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing is, you know, the Cleveland State Vikings have veteran leadership and veteran presence. So you return a lot of your seasoned veterans. So, you know, and they have that experience coming off of the NCAA tournament. So if anything, that should, you know, gear them and keep them going because the last appearance they had was that 2008-2009 season when they beat Wake Forest, which was huge for Cleveland State at that time. So very excited and looking forward to what they're going to do tonight and up from Young. That's something that you kind of got to watch online because it's not anywhere locally really. So OSU right now is leading the Akron Zips 36-28 and it is halftime. So college basketball is getting started tonight. We're going to see what, you know, Ohio State can do. E.J. Liddell, you know, is one of the key returners for this team. They're ranked number 17. Akron is unranked. So, you know, Chris Holtman, I just don't know about him as a coach and, how far he's going to be able to take Ohio State because losing in the first round to Oral Roberts University, I realized that they had a really good player. What was that player's name again?
Max Abrams.
Yeah, that just isn't something that should happen. So, you know, but, you know, we'll see what the basketball Buckeyes do. Willie, anything you want to tell us before we out? We got 2 minutes left.
Yeah. In terms of college basketball, I'm going to be honest. It's been very hard for me to keep up with college basketball for the last 17 years or so because of the one and dones. And I think college basketball in the future is going to take a hit because of the opportunity for these kids to go straight to a pro league, whether it's here in the U.S. or across seas or even over in Australia. I had one cat on my show by the name of Cheyenne Bradshaw. He actually played down in Australia and said that the competition is very, very fierce out there. And I have lost my luster for college basketball, but I'm trying my best to get back to it.
Just follow Ohio State, and I think you'll find.
No. I hate them.
Why?
There's no point. I'm going to tell you, hey, Willie, if you want to follow a good team that actually going to get you, that's going to make you entertained this year, I'm going to give you 2 teams to watch this year, Willie. The number 1 team that you want to watch this year, Kentucky. I think Kentucky is going to be I hate Kentucky. I think Kentucky going to really be good this year. And then number 2, before we go, the Maryland Terrapins. We're going to be the best team in the Big Ten. Going to win it all. We got my guy, Coach Turd. We got some young dogs. You can even watch the women's too, man. The women's is amazing too. Maryland Terrapins, Willie.
Gonzaga.
All right, Willie, for Willie Epteen Jr., for Marshawn Powers, this is Rachel Hill, and you've been listening to Her in the Huddle on WOV.